Question number 10, Denis O'Rourke.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. This question is to the Minister for Building and Housing. Does he stand by his statement concerning offshore buyers pushing up Auckland house prices? Quote, "The easiest trick in the book is to create a scapegoat that it's these foreigners that are a problem," unquote.
Mr Speaker.
The Honourable Dr Nick Smith.
Yes, blaming foreigners is not only the easiest, but it's the oldest political trick in the book, whether the issue is housing, whether it's employment, or whether it's crime. They are easy targets because they can't vote and because it is easy to create misconceptions about people far away and of a different culture.
Supplementary.
Supplementary question, Denis O'Rourke.
What information did the government use to even consider a land tax if, as he claims, foreign buyers are not a problem for Aucklanders trying to buy a home?
Mr Speaker.
The Honourable Dr Nick Smith.
Mr Speaker, all that occurred was the Prime Minister was asked would he rule out a land tax, and he said he wouldn't rule anything out at this time.
Supplementary.
Supplementary question, Denis O'Rourke.
How can he deny his government has stalled for years on collecting meaningful data on foreign buyers and has now resorted to flinging fictional flim-flam in the face of angry Aucklanders trying to buy a home?
Mr Speaker.
The Honourable Dr Nick Smith.
Mr Speaker, last year I tabled in the House a report from IRD based on tax returns. It showed the level of overseas people declaring rent was about 2 or 2.5% of properties in New Zealand. The data that was provided by Linz yesterday provides comprehensive data on the tax residency status. I suspect members opposite will not be satisfied unless we blood and DNA test every person at a housing auction.
Supplementary.
Supplementary question, Denis O'Rourke.
What does the Minister say to Aucklanders turning up to house auctions to find that they are constantly outbid by foreigners with deep pockets, other than just peddling more dodgy statistics?
Mr Speaker.
Order. The Honourable Dr Nick Smith.
Mr Speaker, I draw attention to the head of one of Auckland's largest housing companies who said on the radio this morning that at those auctions there were many people of different ethnicities, but the vast bulk of them were New Zealand citizens and residents, and it's simply a nature of the changing face of New Zealand, and that's something I would hope most members of this House would welcome.
Supplementary.
Supplementary question, Denis O'Rourke.
In relation to that answer, does he accept that in fact foreigners with student or temporary work visas or otherwise here under the government's liberal immigration policies are some of the people buying up Auckland houses using foreign trusts for their overseas mates and families?
That's right.
That's happening.
Mr Speaker.
The Honourable Dr Nick Smith.
I would draw the members' attention to the tax residency status data that covered every single one of the 67,000 transactions over 6 months, that only 2.5% of them had people overseas, and actually, surprisingly, there was a net reduction in the number of people that were tax residents overseas who owned a New Zealand property.
Utterly ridiculous.
Question number